named Coach of the Year in Class 2A. Coach Adam Fossett joins us this morning, presented by the B.B. Comer Alumni Association. Coach, congratulations on the big honor.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's an honor because it came from my peers. My peers were in the state nominated for that, and none of it is possible, one, without great coaches, and two, without the players to do it. So very humbling to receive the honor, but you know, again, it's something that I just don't go out and do by myself. So definitely appreciate everybody involved and all the efforts that they put in to make all that possible.
Well, this state 2A championship game was built up to be a great football game, and it was. And it was kind of like a college atmosphere. A lot of people down there, and you see the Tiger Walk right there. Comment on that a little bit.
Yeah, it was when the bus pulled up and we lined up for the Tiger Walk, we actually drove by where we were going to walk into, and I saw the people, and like very, very just, again, overwhelming crowd that we had, and a ton of people. I posted a picture on Facebook that was of our sideline and of our stands once we got in the stadium. And it's just amazing all the people that were there. So it was loud. It was a big build-up for our guys, and you see all the young and the older people there. It was pretty amazing. All the students, alumni, the band, cheerleaders, everybody involved. You know, this was a huge undertaking, and everybody got behind it and supported. And
it was a first for B.B. Comer, a first for you as well.
Yeah, first for me, first for Comer. You know. The last time they did this, it wasn't, you know, it was at a high school and wasn't at a neutral location. So it was a huge opportunity. The Auburn Opelika group there, man, they put together a great atmosphere, a great trip for us, and we went down on Thursday and stayed the night. Man, we had a couple hosts that stayed with us and helped us get where we were supposed to get, but you can see all the people just lined up right here, and this is
some of these young boys. They're going to be playing on the football team several years down the road.
Exactly, and that's the key, is they got to see that, they got to kind of feel what it was like, and that's the key in you know, recruiting your kids, so to speak, is those young kids get to see it, and especially like our elementary kids, they know all of our guys, so. Pretty neat for them to be able to come through the process and see our guys, because our guys go.
Were there butterflies for you guys, including yourself, on the Tiger Walk?
Yeah, it's man, it's
adrenaline gets flowing.
Yeah, it's a different feeling, obviously, and for me, it really hit when we got rolling from the hotel and we're on the interstate with a police escort. You know, we have an escort on a federal highway, and that's when it starts to hit. And then we get to this point, and there's people all over the place, just cheering us on, and all for the one cause of cheering these guys on and pushing them on to better things, and for the game itself.
Those 5 or 6 seniors playing their final game for the B.B. Comer Tigers at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah, you know, those guys talk about what they mean to a program. That's a huge undertaking that they've had over their 4 years, and I haven't done the math on how well they've done. But you're talking about a group that's made the playoffs all 4 years, and then finished it out by playing for a state championship.
Yeah.
So
we're talking with Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer. It's the Tiger Walk last Friday, and before they take the field in a couple of hours from that time, and we got a highlight package we want to look at, and we get your comments on it too. Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer, our guest this week, named the 2A Coach of the Year. And you get to Jordan-Hare Stadium, you have prepped your team, they're ready to play. The biggest arena that they'll ever play in, probably, at Jordan-Hare Stadium. What a nice place it is.
Yeah, nice place, nice stadium. Everything, again, was organized and well put together. And you know, we talked earlier about the nervousness and the jitters. When I got on the field, I bet I was approached by like 4 different people, and the first person was like, "Hey, just going to give you a rundown. At 40 minutes to go on the play clock, this is going to happen. At 30 minutes to go on the play clock, you're going to need to meet at the 50 with Coach Benefield and Mr. Briggs from the AHSA. At 23 minutes before, you got to be off the field. At 17 minutes before, you got to be back on the field." So it was like boom, 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 and you had to remember all these things. So it was very overwhelming at that point. And the big thing for us, I still think it helped us a ton, was going to the 5A game the night before. And the guys went down and sat in the stadium and looked around and saw the eagle fly that night and things like that.
Kind of got acclimated a little bit.
Right, yeah. So they were locked in, focused when we got there, and just ready to play. You know, being on the surface and being down there is a little bit different, obviously, than sitting in the stands. But felt like we were prepared, and you know, we knew going in we knew the opponent was going to be tough, obviously. But you know, through everything that happened, still just very surreal that we were able to play there.
Yeah, let's take a look at the highlights. I want you to comment on it as you can. We pick up first half here. It didn't take long for BB Comer to get on the board.
Yeah, you know, we hit the middle quick, and Kamor takes off untouched and get an early lead. You know, that was a fast start. We talk about fast starts throughout the season. This play is a crazy play within itself. So
could have been easily intercepted.
Right, could have been intercepted. Guy was in the right place at the right time. One of our turnovers right here that absolutely kills us. But again, you know, we're
and that's a play you'd run a whole lot of times. But this big back that you got, he's an outstanding player too.
Yeah.
Special teams hurt you as well.
Yeah, it hurt us. You know, 3 turnovers hurt us, and that's the difference in the game. And then their back, he takes off. Here's Richard. Richard's been great for us all year. Leading receiver and leading tackler at 5'5", 120 pounds. Get a sack there by Adam Odom.
You know, I thought that was a turning point of the game. Didn't turn out to be, but it could have.
Yeah, oh yeah. We lose the ball here. So just some mistakes, you know. Obviously, we made some big mistakes. Huge drop there for them.
Here's your junior quarterback throwing into double coverage. It's intercepted.
Yeah, throws a pick. And you know, Fife had they're starting to.
Look at that hit right there.
Huge hit by Kamor. You know, they played that about 6 times on the jumbotron in the stadium. It was hard not to watch the jumbotron during that time, but great job right there keeping his feet going and knowing that he wasn't down. I thought that was really impressive there. Very good awareness. Just trying to do way too much. You know, here we drop the ball and we still make a great completion. That shows you what Devin can do too. You know, and the guys, nobody took it harder than Devin did. And
he's run those plays 1,000 times this year.
He has, and it's one of, you know, a situation that he's one of the reasons why we're there too. So Devin took it very hard, and that kid's. If you want to talk about somebody that loves playing and loves competing, that's him. And you know, just picking him up and picking some of those other guys up throughout the week, earlier this week, was huge, because this is the toughest thing as a coach is, you know, for 4 weeks we said, hey, win or go home, win or go home, win or go home, and they understood that. And in my opinion as a coach, there's some teams that you can tell that to, and there's some teams that you can't tell that to because of the pressure. Our team this year was a group that you had to remind them, you know, if you win this game, we're going to the house. So for 4 weeks, we remind them of that, and then you get to this situation, you get to the ultimate spot where, you know, there's only 2 teams in your state playing, and you're one of those 2 teams, and trying to explain to them after the game how they should still be so proud of what they've done, should continue to have their head up because of everything that they've accomplished in a season. So You know, we wanted the blue map, but I'm awfully proud of my guys for bringing home the red map.
Yeah.
And what they've accomplished with that. So
40-28, Fife over BB Calmer, and Fife's an excellent football team. They've been there before, and they've got an excellent team. And the atmosphere with BB Calmer after that loss to Fife in the locker room.
It was tough. I mean, it was very tough because all the, you know, the seniors, obviously it's a realization. It started to hit some of them as soon as the game was over. Started to hit some of them when they got to the locker room. You know, I didn't really see a couple of them. I mean, I saw them, but I didn't really get to talk to a couple of them until we got back to the school. Mm-hmm. And that's when it hit, you know. I know going up to Brandon Blankenship in the parking lot and just giving him a hug, and he kind of fell apart at the end, you know. And, but these guys have committed everything to this program. And
you remember 5 years ago when you had 13 players?
Yeah, and that's what you have to realize and remember is it was a building process. And when I took the job, I knew that there was more here, and not downplaying our guys or anything, but I never thought we would be here after 5 years. You know, I thought we could be a lot better. I thought we could win some games and make some playoff appearances and things like that. I never thought that we would be at this point. And the, you know, again, the concept of be proud of this and hold your head high. You know, I understand it's a loss, but man, it's such a big win for every other aspect of it. And
you had that first year. We had 13 players or thereabouts, and you had some young guys that had to step up and play, and they were seniors this year.
Yeah, we had, you know, had 13 the year before I got there, and then we had about 25 that first year, and we had to have some
you had
young
to recruit,
guys.
didn't you?
Yeah. I remember little Zach Carpenter and Brandon Blankenship, and you know they still had snot running out of their nose, and had to go out there and play some varsity snaps. So. You know, that's tough, and that's a tough way of getting it. And the tough part as we move forward, though, the tough part is the guys that are underneath them, they don't remember those times. Mm-hmm. So they got to remember, you know, we got to go back and stay in check with ourselves on staying humble and continuing to work and continuing to get better. And you know, that's one thing about the junior group that there will be seniors next year is you know, a lot of them are already talking about next year. A lot of them are already talking about what they need to do, what they, you know, need to get better at this.
And that's exciting, you know?
It is. It's very exciting. And it's exciting when, whether it be sport or anything, it's exciting when young people can say, okay, I got to get better at this. You know, I'm not good enough at this to get where I need to be. So as they're more self-aware of what they need to do, that helps your cause a ton. So, and you look at the future. You look at next year. Next year we should have we'll have a senior-laden team. But what everybody's got to understand is next year the Lannettes of the world and the Real Towns of the world and some of these other teams that we've played, they had a lot of young kids.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a year older too. So we've got to work hard. We got to, you know, it's a situation where we can be very successful next year.
Two teams that stand out this season: your comeback win at Vincent, and then the embarrassing loss at Sachs. Talk about those two games.
Yeah, the comeback win at Vincent was.
They were unbeaten at the time.
Yeah, they were unbeaten at times, and we talk about young people understanding. So after that Vincent win, we come in for film in the following week, and we're trying to explain to our guys, hey, we're fortunate to win that game. Mm-hmm. We're down 14 twice. We make a bunch of mistakes. We don't do what we're supposed to do in a lot of situations. And in their mind, they're like, Coach, you're crazy. We won the game, you know? And some of them even, you know, verbalize that. And they're like, I don't understand. We won. Well, we also put ourselves in a bad situation. Like, we should never had to have fought back. I should have never been, if we do what we're supposed to do and play like we're supposed to play, we shouldn't be down 14 on 2 different occasions. I shouldn't have to make a decision to go for 2 with 18 seconds to go, So, so that week led to the Sacks game, and we get to Sacks and we never get off the bus. We lose 28-0. We played terribly. It was just. It was one of those deals where on the sidelines, the clock's ticking down. And you're like, I'm gonna wake up any minute. It's gonna be Friday morning, and we're gonna actually get the day started. And that doesn't happen. But the Sacks game was the turning point in the season, because after the Sacks game, in that locker room, the message was very simple, and that was, you're better than this.
They knew.
And they knew that. They knew that they were better than that. So. The message was, you're better than this, and this is a crossroads here, and you can either fight to get better, and we can make a run and hopefully win the region and go from there, or we can continue going down this path and not believe in what we're doing and not practicing hard, not doing this, not doing that, and bad things will happen. And as a coach, I told them that Monday when they came to practice, I made them all turn their practice jerseys inside out, because I told them, I said, you're not even playing Comer football, so you turn your jerseys inside out, and that, I think that kind of got them going too. So I even threatened to make them wear old game jerseys, on the following Friday night if they didn't bring it to practice. So
that led to a great run, however, in the playoffs for B.B. Comer.
Yeah, it did. We won. I don't remember how many in a row we won to get to where we were in the state championship game, but it did. It led to a great run, and you look at the season as we end the season, and then you look at the playoff teams that we went through. We kind of fought our way through that, and we played some of our best football through that playoff run. So we needed big games. Especially at Reeltown. Yeah. And with Highland Home. And then you look at the Wicksburg game, going on the road, long road trip. We get down there, and pretty tough environment. We get through that one, and then we go on to Reeltown, Highland Home, and because of the way the bracket's set up too, you get to play 3 of those 4 games at home.
Now that's the first 2.
Yeah, and that's huge. You talk about just playing at home in general, but you look at how our fans were already together, and then this community got together, and then outlying communities got together. And the Highland Home game, the gate was over 2,100 people. It was almost 2,200 people, and the fans on our side, man, they were into it the whole time, and that again, that just fuels our guys. The more noise, the better. The more support, the better, and that's huge for them. So
where does it take us now for B.B. Comer's football program?
Let's back up a little bit. As athletic director, I wanted to take us into a strong winter sports and basketball season. And you look at 10 of the 12 varsity basketball players play football.
Wow.
So they're right into.
And it's not easy transitioning from football to basketball.
No, it's not. It's a different type of being in shape. It's obviously just a different game in itself. But the crazy thing is, those guys were messaging Coach Herbert, our boys basketball coach. They were messaging him on Sunday like, "Hey, when do we start practice?" So they were ready to move on, and that group of guys, I think we can be very successful in basketball. So you always want the momentum of a football season to kind of carry into the rest of the school year.
Yeah, you're not going to have a spring practice, and that's one of the reasons why.
Yes, yeah, and we're not going to do spring practice. Last year was the first year that I didn't do that, and I really thought it had benefited us. It was in May. You look at like Devin Harvey. Okay, Devin plays football, plays basketball, runs track. So he started in June and went all the way through May of doing sports. So that 3 weeks that we give them off is really beneficial to their bodies, to me. So, and it's, and he's not the only one. We have Kamor's a 3-sport athlete. Chris Wilson's a 3-sport athlete. A lot of our guys play 3 sports. So just giving them that spring off. We'll get together in the fall and have a jamboree in the fall and then start our season.
B.B. Comer football team and coaching staff will be leading the parade tonight as Grand Marshal. That's pretty good feather in your hat too.
Yeah, we'll be in the front and
that's where you want to be, the front.
I guess so. The Christmas parade, Santa's at the end, so we may want to be close to Santa. So some of my guys probably need to, they probably need to vie to be taken off the naughty list or something. So, but yeah, it's exciting, and man, we're going to enjoy it, and we've got some booster parents that are going to get the float together and decorated, and man, we're excited about that. Excited about the support that this community is given, just in
That's
general.
fantastic. Yeah.
And the businesses that have reached out and the individuals that have reached out. It's just it's been a blessing for all of us and involved in the program, and it's. I've explained to numerous people this is so much more than football, and it's I'm grateful to be a part of it, grateful to be able to be involved in it, and excited for our future, and encourage everybody just to continue supporting the youth of this community, because it's tough to be a teenager these days. And
for those who may be wondering, success always brings people knocking on head coaches' doors to possibly move to another school. Can you talk about that at all this morning?
Yeah, when you have success, obviously people are gonna talk and come up with stuff, and people are gonna reach out, and that does happen. In our business, it happens. We're happy where we are. We love being here. I've chased big jobs before. I've chased money before, and the most money I ever made was when I was probably my most miserable. So, we're happy here. We live here. We're ingrained in the community. My kids are ingrained in the schools, and we're not going anywhere.
A winning football program helps too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
All right, Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer, our guest this morning. Congratulations again on the 2A Coach of the Year honors, and it's always a pleasure to sit down with you, and we'll do it again next fall.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, the Coach Adam Fossett Show, brought to you by B.B. Comer Alumni Association. We'll continue on Daybreak Live after this.